All right, so something just happened in gaming today. Well, not today, but it's pretty much started since reviews for the game have come out. So Doom: The Dark Ages comes out on May the 15th. Right now it is May the 13th. 13th. We've got 2 days until launch. Everything's well and good, except for the fact that some people that have already done a deep dive on the game have shown that, and this is on Reddit, by the way, r/Doom. It's not hard to find. It's extremely easy. It's right at the top today. There's only 85 megabytes of data on the actual disk. Some of you may be asking why that's a problem. You can store up to 100 gigs, I think, of stuff on a normal PS5 disc, Xbox disc. And, for the PC version, nobody was really expecting a physical edition of the game anyways. But this creates an issue for physical collectors, and Microsoft being Microsoft. I don't think they really care because they're trying to push people towards digital sales more anyways. All of these games behind me, right, on my shelf, all of these, right, all of these that are back here, have data on the disc from PS2 all the way to PS5, okay? Most of them you can actually put into your console, allow the disk drive to do what it does, and actually install the games without having to connect to a network. Of course, you're not going to have any patches or anything like that, but you're still able to play the game, bare minimum. With Doom: The Dark Ages only having 85 megabytes of data on the disk, it is pretty much impossible to do that. That's a bit of an issue. So, I know that the majority of people that play video games nowadays do it digitally, and it's not a huge deal for the majority of people, but I'm talking specifically to physical collectors like myself. Physical collectors editions, now, if games follow this trend, which luckily a lot of them haven't, but I just think that this game is so popular and it's going to sell so well that it's worth talking about. You're buying basically just the plastic in a box with a logo on it, and if you get the collector's edition, you get a few more goodies, and that's about it, really, because everything else is not stored locally on the disc, and I don't think there's a way for them to go back from that, because as far as I'm aware, the disc drives and consoles are read-only. This is going to be a very short rant. This may be a very stupid rant, but I genuinely am hoping that games don't continue down this road where you're buying a disc that's basically just a license for you to get the game offline. And not offline as in you be able to install it and play it offline. Literally pull it offline. That is your key card to be able to download the game. And I know that this is not the only game that has done this, but the fact that we are in 2025 with everything that's gone on in the industry, and this is still a practice, is a little bit worrying to me. Just a tad bit. It's kind of aggravating. I know that we'll never get back to the time where, you get a steelbook for a PC game, and there's actually a disc that'll go with it. That's a little bit, that's far gone. We're far past that with Steam and everything else. But a lot of console players, me included, really only play console because of the physical aspect of it. And especially for casual people, they can kind of hop in, hop out. A lot of very, extremely, I don't want to say smooth brain, but people that aren't really into this stuff aren't buying a whole lot of digital content anyways. Usually they pick up their 1 or 2 drops from a store and then bring it home and then they want to play it. But I know a lot of people, like where I live, that don't have access to internet and therefore will either have to go somewhere else to download the game or, come to my house and bum off of my internet. I have no issue letting people do that, but I don't think we should have ever gotten to a point in the industry where this is a thing. If you buy a physical version of the game, you should have access to the game that you bought because you have the disc. There, at bare minimum, I think a reasonable person would say there should be a playable version of the game on the disc that they purchased. I could be crazy. I could be far off. That could not be the case at all. But I'm 99% certain that most people, if they just went and bought something, they would take it home and they would expect it to work. And you can make the argument for, like, console patches and stuff like that. That's not really what we're talking about here. We're talking about I'm giving somebody money for a good. They give me that physical good, a disc in this case. Actually, let me get it. Hold on. I buy this physical good. I go to a game store. They give me this case. This case has a disc in it, right? You look on the case, and all it has is your normal warnings of network features are available but not required, right? That's what most people expect. Most people don't feel like they have to double-check games when they buy them. And now we're in a time where you really do. I remember the first time that I actually saw that network was a requirement on a game, and there's more out there. I know that this isn't the only one, was when Destiny came out. And I played Destiny for the first time, and I saw that, network is actually required. You can't play it without it. Or, you can't play without Xbox Live. That kind of stuff is fine. But to pay this money for a single-player game with all of these studios and everything talking about how much more expensive it is to produce games, and you're paying a premium for that. Well, now we're paying a premium for you to make the game and then buying a physical disc. And then on top of buying a physical disc, we get basically nothing on that disc. So what's the point? What is all the extra cost for now? Because you're not really buying the game so much as you are buying a piece of plastic and a cover photo. And I know for digital people, that you're just buying a license to the game anyways. But I just think it's something about getting a physical game, man. What are you going to do when your internet's out? You may already have the game installed, but this is just speaking more broadly. If we move to more games as online-only thing, there's going to be a lot of people that are kicked out of the market. And there's already a lot of people that are kicked out of the market just because of, price going up on things. So now we have that and issues like this. Like, it's kind of getting a little hairy out there to an extent. I don't know. Let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm crazy. But I think it's pretty damn stupid that I can't just go buy a game that tells me the install size on the back of it and then put it in my console and it work. And if I want to use network features, I can, let alone if I don't have the option to use network features. I'd rather have a choice than just get something that's like, oh, hey, yeah, here's your empty fucking disc that you by itself you really can't do anything with. I don't like it. I'm not the only person that doesn't like it. I know there's a lot of people that don't agree and they're like, everything's fine. But to me, in perfect honesty, I really, really hope this is just a Microsoft bought Bethesda thing, because even the original Dooms, you could download them, but I've got plenty of CD versions kicking around. I don't know if they're legit or not. That's a whole different conversation, but yeah, I really hope this isn't the road that we're gonna travel and stick with, because if so, the grimdark future is not going to be cool. All this talk, 5-6 years ago of games going fully games as a service and subscription based isn't happening with everything, granted. But big games like this usually set a precedent, and I really hate for Doom to be the franchise of all franchises that sets that precedent. But then again, look at who owns them. It's entirely possible, and it can happen. It can happen to anybody. So, I don't know. But, yeah, that should be it. Just a little small rant. I love you very much. If you like this, like it. If you don't. Tell a friend anyways, because it helps out everything I do here. I talk about video games a lot. Doom the Dark Ages review coming this Friday, early Saturday, 16th, 17th, because I can't get a review copy. I love you very much. Goodbye.